Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today we're going to Herning. I'm going back home right now to help a friend out with an app. They have some issues and hopefully we're gonna get it fixed soon. Yeah, that's the plan. Tomorrow my sister's coming home from her around the world trip, so it's gonna be nice to see her again as well. What the hell is that? That's the coolest car I've ever seen. I need one of those. And we're back. Ooh. My friend texted me that he got his app working, so now I'm here for no apparent reason, which is, of course, always okay, but still, it's okay. It's okay though. I'm just glad he got it working. But yeah, I don't actually know if any of the others are here either. I think they have vacation too. Ah, they're probably here. Hello? Anybody home? I guess not. Whew, it feels good to be back. Going to London and back is not easy. Well, I actually have a treat for you guys, because I thought I would make this video for a while now, and you already know what it is. It's going to be the title of the video. But see, I'm colorblind, and I'm very colorblind. I actually don't think you can be more colorblind without seeing in black and white. And I still color grade my own videos, and that's actually not that hard, but I think this was a very discouraging thing for me, at least in the beginning. Once I figured out how important color grading actually was, I kind of didn't think it was ever possible for me to do that, but it definitely is. I prefer to color grade in Final Cut Pro, but you can do it in any of the softwares really. You just need to figure out where the scopes are, and then use the tools. I'll show you guys. Okay, well, you guys can see the screen here. This is yesterday's video. I made a lot of color grading changes in this, so I thought I would show you guys. I like to, as an out point, use these automated ones. I actually find the audio one works really great in Final Cut Pro, but the visual one I prefer in iMovie. So usually I'll do the automatic color grading in iMovie, and then when I transfer the files into Final Cut Pro, I'll do the audio afterwards. But in this case, for instance, let's say that this is how the footage looks. Let's see, let's just look at this, for instance. See, it does a lot for your footage if you want it to look cinematic, if you put the bars on top and bottom. So I prefer to do that, but it was maybe a little bit overkill on this. Yeah, I think that's... yeah, that might be enough. But let's just take this one for instance. So I'll I'll select it. I'll press Command 7. That's the shortcut. And then now I'll see the Luma scope. And see, this is what you really want. You want the general areas here. The 0 are the black and the 100 is the white. So that's the color spectrum. It follows the lines here, so this will be this side of the actual image. And of course, because there's a lot of different, yeah, you get the point here. So you basically want to change these so that the lines go not further than 100 and not further down than 0, but you still want to try and use the entire spectrum. That's kind of the entire point. But you can do this in 3 different areas. That's why you need to... it takes a while if you're colorblind, because you need to check all of them, and you need to keep checking them because they're kind of intertwined. So sometimes if you look at the waveform for like Luma and you then change to, let's say you want to check the color schemes, you want these as well to be in between the 100s and down to the 0s. And it is a little bit like, if I tweaked this, I could change it in the Luma keys as well. So it takes a little bit of knack sometimes, but you can definitely do it. Another thing I always check is the highlights. So you go into these, and you kind of want them to follow. This is really this is where I do the least corrections usually. I find very often these are perfect just from the automated ones. They're really, really, really good, especially in yeah, as I said, like in iMovie. But this is the line. This is basically where you want all of your color graded footage to go. So you can of course, if I change the colors in this picture, this would go further out, so it would be a bigger white mark, or it would be a smaller white mark. And this is pretty much the image you want to go for, or you want the image to be a sort of line all the way out here and following the overall tone of the picture. But that is going to change everything. So these are like the only things that are actually dependent on the colors. You can see you have the red and the blue and the green, and then the ones in between here. But yeah, all of that being said, like, you can definitely color grade when you're colorblind. It's not a big deal. You just need to know these statistics, and then you need to know how to use the views. So when you go into these scopes, basically these are the two I use the most. Because I need these three. I don't actually need to know which is which. I mean, it says so down here. But the overall idea is to try and use the entire color spectrum of the screen, so that you use as many colors as possible. Okay, I'm gonna cut back here now. As you guys see, like, this was really a big revolution for me, because I was really afraid that I would never be able to color grade on my own. And when I figured this out, it just meant that I could spend so much more time doing it. And honestly, this is the professional way to do it. So it really doesn't put me back any way that I'm colorblind. I don't need to see the actual colors. I just need to know the science behind it and then use the tools. And the scopes are amazing. They really are. I prefer to use the scopes in Final Cut Pro, but honestly, there's scopes in all the programs. iMovie, I'll be honest, I don't think the scope is useless, but it's pretty useless. Like, it's the scopes are dependent on the colors, and you can only change the small bars. So as a colorblind person, I don't think you can actually color grade in iMovie, but you can color grade in any of the other softwares that I've seen, and it just makes the video so much better. And as I said, just as long as you remember that you want to go as close to the 0 line and as close to the 100 line without going above it as possible, that's really it. You can even go into the hardcore stuff and do like S-curves and stuff if you want. None of this is dependent on colors. You can check the statistics of the colors in the image, and that will be enough for you to grade it. But of course, there's a lot of different stuff. I mean, you could also just use a professional person's LUTs. LUTs are basically like predefined settings that people use on their footage. So they tweak all of the different colors to a specific shade of the same color. If you're colorblind, you could, like, 9 times out of 10 just pop on a purchased LUT and it would look amazing, as long as you know that the LUT is supposed to be used for outdoor footage, and you know that it's used on humans or like background stuff. Like, there's a lot of different types of LUTs, so make sure that you use them correctly. If you use an indoor shot on a human outdoors, you can mess up his skin tones and stuff, and that can be really tough. Like, I can't see that whatsoever. So if I do that in some of my videos, which I'm 99% sure I've done, but no one has ever told me about, then, I mean, that's just it. Like, it doesn't need to be 100% perfect, and if it does, like, show it to one person and ask them, does the skin look weird? Either it looks really red or it looks really white, is what I've been told. So that's the two extremes, really. And just as long as you're not there, as long as you have like decent skin color, it's really not a big deal. You can do anything you want with it. So yeah, I really wanted to make this video to sort of illustrate that, like, don't let anything hold you back. I was really afraid of this when I started making videos, because colorblindness is just such a big deal in a lot of other creative fields. If I wanted to paint, I remember when I was in kindergarten and we had to paint paintings, I was always painting in black and white. This was before I knew I was colorblind. So I did that because when I drew the wrong color, the other kids would laugh. And I mean, I had no chance. I was just guessing colors at that point and just drawing with the random colors. But when they then figured out that I was colorblind, it didn't mean that I couldn't draw anymore, but it did mean that I couldn't draw in colors, because it really made no sense to try. My overall point of this is just, don't let that hold you back, man. If you want to make videos and you're colorblind, you can still definitely do that, and you're just doing it in a very more professional way than any others. I wanted to tell you guys about this thing because I actually had been making videos for maybe 4 months. To those of you who are new to the channel, I make a video every single day, and in 12 days we'll hit a year, so that's a really big milestone. But at the same time, I was making videos for like 4 months before I knew that I could actually color grade my own footage, which changed the game for me, and it really made me so happy. So I wanted to share that, because I really don't think there's any videos out there that tells people about this. But yeah, that being said, I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and to all of the support. It was really overwhelming. I'm so happy for all of the messages. Yeah, I had an amazing trip to London, and I definitely am looking forward to see where the next university adventure is going to take me. Hopefully to San Francisco. Catch me on Twitter, Jonasislive, and apart from that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.